What's up, YouTube? Happy Friday. CHF here, bringing you an episode of Coaching Handheld Football, only I'm not. We're up against Flamenco. I'm going up against 111 defense, but this was just such a bad day. My head was not in the game because I've been thinking ever since last night about how I wanted to do this video, so I'm not even going to coach, guys. I'm going to play it in the background because I said that I always show my film, the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is both bad and ugly, but I'm not even going to talk through it. You can watch it, guys, but this is just me talking to you. So what I am going to do, guys, is give you my thoughts on a rather sad day for Madden Mobile. Yet in a way a happy day, but in a way a really sad day for me. And specifically, it's what I'm calling Bangate. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's the mass wave of bans that took place yesterday. And, you know, part of me says, good job. And this is the part where the hate is going to come in. Part of me says, good job. You guys know I'm anti-coin selling. I believe it screws up the economy of the game. And part of the Bangate, you know, is there were a lot of people who violated the terms of service who got banned. The problem is with how it was done and the lack of communication and the fact that I think that there are a lot of innocent people who fell victim to this. Now, here's what it is. I have been, for the life of me, I don't like to bring things here, so I want to try and explain what I best think happens. Again, no inside knowledge, just me using some deductive reasoning and some logic. And, you know, from talking to you guys, I think I've talked to more people in the past 24 hours than any single 24-hour period in my life. And I talk to people for a living, so that says a lot. But, you know, I was trying to find out what happened. Because I saw so many people getting banned, and some people, you know, one or two people that got banned that just kind of blew my mind. Like, how did these people get banned? Specifically, Adam Jr. of Systematic Front. You know, EA shouts out his videos. I know he does not buy coins, yet he was banned. I'm confident that he'll, you know, get unbanned because, as I said, there's a lot of innocent people that got banned here. But here's what I think happened, guys. And, you know, you've heard me talk about it from a standpoint of EA probably having to kind of dictate the revenue model and trying to focus on stopping the coin selling. And basically, look, they're a for-profit company. They're there to make money. If they weren't, the game wouldn't exist because they're not a charity. But the way that they did it, there's kind of a couple of things that I think went on to this, and I think it was a multifaceted ban from what I can determine. So if you guys follow the Madden Mobile YouTube community, both Ducky the Gamer and Madden Mobile Slay, and probably some others, were talking about what they thought was a glitch or something where a bunch of cards were going up for 150 coins. Like, just for hours, tons of them. Just every time you refresh the auction, new cards, golds, elites, collectibles, game plans, you name it, 150 coins going up. And, you know, they told you guys about it. And the thing there, when I heard about that, I was just like, man, that sounds like a bot sting to me. You know, you can't list cards for 20 minutes and all these cards are listed for 20 minutes. It's got to be EA doing that. So I stopped to think, you know, people were thinking, oh, maybe EA is trying to put more cards in the market, but that didn't make sense, guys. From the repost all glitch, there's already too many cards out there as it is. They wouldn't be putting cards out there to try to balance the economy. It would be counterintuitive to what I think that they were doing. What I think they were doing is a sting operation for the botters, because I've said this for a long time. I have a problem with coin selling, and more importantly, I have a problem with botting. And I think that this was a sting to get the botters, and it was a pretty smart sting. You know, you put up cards that the bots are going to beat all the finger snipers on, you know, elites for 150 coins, and you just keep going with it, and you see who the bots get. And then you ban the bots. And I'm okay with that. The problem is when you have YouTubers that see what's going on and are telling the audience that a bunch of innocent people were trying their hardest to finger snipe. Now, they're not going to get a ton of finger snipes. They're not going to beat the bots 100% of the time. But I have a feeling from talking to people, you know, again, you know, part of me takes it with a grain of salt and says, you know, hey, the only person I can say for sure I know doesn't buy coins is me. I mean, that's the reality. I know I don't, but, you know, I trust some people and they can tell me they don't, but I can't say with 100% certainty. But I think that if those poison pills, so to speak, were being put out by EA, I think that a lot of innocent people could have just been listening to their favorite YouTubers, camping on those sniping filters and trying to buy cards. And they may have got some. They can't beat the bots all the time. But I in talking to some people who, genuinely seemed like, they didn't have a ton of coins. They had low overall accounts that don't really look like, man, if they were botting, they were sure doing something wrong. And they got banned. But they did say, hey, I bought some of those 150 coins, cards. I watched Slay and I watched Ducky and I was trying to get some cards. So I did. And they got banned. And it had me kind of just scratching my head a little bit. And it made me think, if that was the case, EA, and you did that as a bot sting, one, I commend you. I think it's great. But I think that you probably had to have some kind of safeguard in there to make sure that you were only getting the bots. Like if someone only got like 10 or 15 of those guys over the course of like 2 days and so many hours, don't ban them. Don't ban them. It's not a bot. Now, if they had hundreds of them, obviously it's a bot. Good riddance. Permanent ban, no warning, no nothing. Don't care. You're cancer to the game. Goodbye. But if it's these innocent people, and it really seems like some innocent people are hit. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are claiming they're innocent who are not innocent. And if you violated the terms of service, you had to know this was a possibility. I mean, you had to know it was a possibility. And I see some YouTubers who are banned and like, I feel bad for them in the sense that it's going to make it hard for them to create content. But guys, you're promoting coin selling, which is knowingly against the terms of service. You can't be surprised that you got banned. And you certainly can't think that you have a right to ask EA to unban you. You can't possibly think that. I mean, come on. Just think for a minute, rationally for a minute. You can't possibly do that. But I think that EA was wrong with the way they did it. And I think that for you guys, if you fell victim to this, only you know. Okay, only you know. If you violated the terms of service, and I'm going to stop it there because that was just awful. Awful. But guys, I'm going to keep talking because this is something that it hit me hard. I've been thinking for like a whole day. What do I want to say? And how do I want to talk to you guys, the players? How do I want to say to EA in the rare chance that they watch my videos? And all I can say is that I hope you can ramp up your customer service because you're going to be getting a ton of requests, obviously. And I hope that you guys can look through and the people who are legitimately not violating the terms of service. Like people have sent me some of the emails that they got from the automated things. And I don't even want to get into that and show all of that, guys. But some of them are like, buying cards for undervalue and selling cards for overvalue. I mean, that's code word basically for botting and coin buying. Okay, I mean, it is. But the reality is, if a regular player finger sniping because EA is just putting out thousands of gold cards and you just like buy 11, if there was like a 10 card cutoff and you bought 11 because you were lucky with your finger snipes and got banned, like EA, you have to unban these guys. It's not fair. Now, that being said, I'm sure you're going to get a ton of people who are guilty as sin trying to say they're innocent. I hope as a shareholder that you have ways to go in and audit them. And if they are blowing smoke up your butts, tell them goodbye. Tell them peace out. You're not wanted. You're hurting the community. If you bot in this game, you're getting an unfair advantage. It screws up the game for everyone else. And even if you're in my audience, feel free to unsubscribe. If you're a botter in my audience and I piss you off with this video, I'm sorry. But unsubscribe. I don't chase subs. I don't chase views. I care about this community and I try to help it. And I care about the game and I try to help it, as small as my voice is. But I think that that's what happened. And there's a few other things that I noticed. Now, I don't know if this is coincidence, whether it's correlation or causation, but I noticed that it seems to have hit the free-to-play players the hardest. That bothers me. I'm free-to-play this year. I have a badge because I bought a lot of Madden Cash last year, and I don't violate the terms of service. But I see that a lot of people that got hit by this are people who didn't buy Madden Cash and didn't have their contributor badge. Not all of them. Not all of them. So I don't think that the badge was something that can save you. I think if you bought like 1,000 of those poison pill golds or elites that were to me an obvious coins or bot sting, I don't care how much Madden cash you bought. That doesn't excuse you and allow you to run a bot. So even though as a shareholder you were creating revenue, sorry, goodbye. But if you bought a few of those, it seemed like Madden cash purchases may have gotten you some grace. That bothers me a little bit. Now, if it's someone who's free to play and they're botting, or if they're free to play, so to speak, although you're not really free to play if you're buying coins, you're basically zero revenue, not free to play. You're still pay to play. You're just, paying somewhere else and playing against the rules. But for the free to play guys, I hope if you truly did not violate the terms of service, I hope you appeal it. And EA, I hope you can swiftly go through and audit these folks and unban the people who are unjustly banned. Now, I'm sure EA is a smart company. They have been dealing with coin selling. They are obviously fighting coin selling. I am sure they have a way to audit you. So if you were buying coins, your option is to start over. I hope you learned your lesson. You can complain, you can whine, but I'm sure that EA can audit your transactions and see that you bought coins, because let's be honest, no reasonable person is paying millions of coins for an 80 base gold or an 80 base elite. It's just not happening. It's an obvious transfer, which is against the terms of service. And for that, I'm sorry. But, you should have played by the rules. Hopefully you learned your lesson. I do hope EA makes some changes from a value standpoint. I hope that they can realize that the fact that coin selling exists and that literally millions of dollars are spent on black market coins, that should show you that there's a willingness to pay money for your game, guys. There's a willingness to pay money for your game. The reason they're paying it to somebody else and not you is a combination of two things. One, it's cheaper. People are cheaper. People are cheap. But two, it's value. Even if you completely kill coin selling, which I hope, I still plan on releasing my Coinpocalypse guide for how you guys really can do that. I'm going to drop that next week. And it's something I hope you can implement. I really do. Because it really will end coin selling once and for all. And hopefully, you can turn those people into paying customers. The problem is the lack of value that you provide. So even if they're willing to spend money on coins, I don't know if they'll directly be willing to spend money on Madden Cash because it's just not as good of a value. And I hope that you guys can find some happy medium there. I don't think Madden Cash should be as valuable as coins by any means, but it's really not as valuable as it should be. If someone's going to spend $10 and they're going to get 10 gold cards, come on, guys. Come on. That's just not good value. If someone's going to spend $10 on the game, give them something that is at least somewhat worth $10. I know that you guys can make a ton of money with the non-value, but I'm telling you, create economies of scale, broaden the base of customers by adding more value, and you guys will be rewarded as a company. Your players will love you. They will be less likely to violate the terms of service, and your shareholders will win. That's just the reality, guys. You got to know that. Deep down, you got to know that. Besides that, I want to talk to a couple of other people. So I've already addressed the YouTubers who got banned. I know you guys are creating content, but you had to know the risk, and it bothers me that you guys make it seem like this is something that couldn't happen. You had to know this can happen. And if a bunch of your subs are banned, guys, you got to know that, you played a little part in that, and it sucks. And even if it just came, I'd be fine, if you guys are going to keep promoting coins and find a way to do it, and if EA ignores my Coinpocalypse solution, which should just get rid of those markets altogether, I hope you guys can at least say, hey, do this at your own risk. Even if you did that, I'd respect that. I'd respect that if you just told them do it at your own risk and know what the consequences were. But I know that there's probably some people who honestly don't even know that buying coins is a problem, and now they're banned. So for that note, EA, I think, I'm fine. With the botters, goodbye. They absolutely know what they're doing is wrong. 100%. There's no claiming ignorance on botting. Some people can claim ignorance on coin buying. I think that sucks, and it's a bad excuse and a bad way to go. But I think that a ban the way you guys did it is probably not the right way to do it. It's not how I would have done it. But hey, I'm just a guy. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just a player of this game who loves the community in the game. But here's what I would have done. Maybe give them a temporary ban, a week-long ban if it was the coin buyers, not the botters. But if it's the people who had like massive coin balances, because it seemed like it seems like it was a multifaceted ban. Like, I feel like from talking to people that I talked to, a lot of them, it was maybe they bought too many of those 150 golds. Other ones, they were free-to-play players where maybe they had a few lucky pulls. Maybe they're lying to me and they bought coins, but they didn't have Madden Cash badges. They had high coin balances, however they got them, whether it was legitimate or illegitimate, but there were some people who were banned there. So it seems like this ban was multifaceted. I think it was targeting both potential coin buyers, potential coin sellers, and potential bots. The bots, I think it's a perfect response. A permanent ban against a botter is the only acceptable and appropriate response in my mind. You don't get a warning, you don't get a do-over, you don't get anything. If you're a botter, you're gone. And I'm okay with that. And I 100% support you, EA, in that. I think you should have put some safeguards in it, especially when you saw YouTubers were telling people about it. So you had so many people trying to sit on those filters to prevent the innocence. But on the other one, where you're banning people for buying, for potentially buying coins, I hope that when they appeal, that you can go through their auction house history. I know you have the ability to do that. Because I've talked to people who have been banned and unbanned, so I know you can go through, and if you see that they bought coins, if you guys want to leave them permanently banned, so be it. You guys are the company. That's what it is. I personally think the proper response for the people who had too many coins like that would have been maybe a week-long ban and a coin reset where you just wipe their coins, maybe even wipe their inventory and their teams or something like that, but not to just permanently ban them. And giving them some kind of warning like, hey, we caught you, you bought coins, we know that you bought coins, so you're wiped. But that way, even if they truly were ignorant to it, they know, wow, hey, all right, EA's serious, they're cracking down on this practice, I just lost all my coins, I'm not going to do this again. That would be an okay response. In fact, I think that would be probably the preferred response in the case of first-time coin buyers. Now, if it was someone who you knew, like, straight up is buying, tens of millions of coins regularly, they're a long-term player, they've dealt with some issues like this before, not everybody should be able to claim ignorance, and if it's blatantly clear, large coin purchases, I guess ban them. I guess ban them, and it sucks for them, but most of them probably knew it was violating the terms of service. But I just feel like the innocent people that are here, even if it's just a few, when I poll people, I've talked to people, and here's the thing that bugs me too. As a YouTuber, I talk to people, a lot of people. I have an amazing community. I talk to people, and I wanted to get the gauge. And here's the thing: I've got guys who didn't buy Madden Cash, say they don't buy coins, didn't even participate in the 150 coin bot trap, so to speak, and they're banned. Then I have other guys who I know who buy coins. So I've got people who say they didn't buy coins, but they were free to play and they were banned. I've got guys who didn't buy Madden Cash but did buy coins and they were banned. Then I have guys on the other side that knowingly admit to me that they've told me, hey, yeah, I bought coins, but I also buy Madden Cash. They weren't banned. So it wasn't something that automatically hit all the coin buyers. And it seems like maybe the fact that they bought Madden Cash got them some grace when it comes to buying coins. And in my mind, that shouldn't. If they hit whatever your trigger was and you identified them as a coin buyer, I don't care that they bought Madden Cash. You need to take those coins that they bought, because they know it's against the terms of service, away from them. And if you don't want to ban them, because you don't want everybody to be gone, that's fine. I get that. In fact, I don't think that a permanent ban should be the first-time penalty. I think a coin wipe and a warning ban, 3 to 7 days, where you ban them short-term, you wipe their coins, you teach them a lesson, and give them the opportunity to come back and play the game for the rest of the year, and potentially turn them into Madden Cash buying customers by adding value. That's what I think you guys should have done. But it just bothers me because I know there's some guys who are innocent. So to you guys who are truly innocent, if you are guilty, I don't have any advice for you other than start over, play legit, maybe hang out and watch my channel. Other than this awful performance today against this 111 defense, I can show you guys that you don't need the best overall team to play competitively. You can play competitively as a free-to-play player if you grind and you practice your play calling and you call smart plays and you learn to play the game well. You can do that. So if you got banned and you know you violated the terms of service, start over, suck it up, Buttercup, and go from there. And win with talent and skill instead of putting all the effort into like coin buying and things like put the effort into actually playing the game. Love the game and get good at it. And you can win. If you were someone who was banned and you truly did not violate the terms of service, appeal it. Now, I know, EA, you're going to get bombarded, and you're going to have to sort this out and determine who is legitimate and who isn't. And I hope you guys can. I'm pretty sure you guys have some advanced ways of being able to tell. But please, the innocent people that fell victim to this, guys, you screwed up there. And guys, I show you grace. You should know I don't throw a lot of hate at you guys, EA, on my channel, because you guys make a great game that I love and I play every day. But it really bothers me that innocent people, however few it is, there's definitely at least some. And however few that number is, you got to make it right for those people. It's just not fair. If they got a lucky pull, if they pulled a moss out of one of the like nightmare, the mini nightmare packs or whatever, if they pulled that moss and sold them for 100 million coins and were free to play, and you just see a massive transaction there, that was the going rate. Like, those weren't coin buys. Those were people who may have bought coins, and in a way it's like kind of like they got coins, but they were just doing the market and using the auction house the way it's intended. Like, you can't expect them to just post that card for like 20 million when they see them going for 100 million. Like, you can't expect that. And I've heard some of those guys were banned, and that sucks. Maybe they're lying, and if they're lying, hey, whatever. But I got to give at least some of them the benefit of the doubt. Like, I have to give some of them, especially, my community is really honest with me. Like, they'll tell me, yeah, I buy coins, knowing that that's against the terms of service. Like, I have a community that's honest to me. I'm sure some of you guys would lie to me. Whatever, it is what it is. But I know some of you guys are honest, and I just got so much coming from so many different angles that I know that there's some innocent people who fell victim to this, guys. And that's not okay, EA. It's not okay. As a shareholder, it is not okay. That's just my personal opinion. It is not okay, and you guys got to fix it. And that's my thoughts on that, guys. I am still going to bring you Coinpocalypse next week. Just because this, Bangate happened is not changing that. I still think that this is a temporary solution. It obviously didn't work, because I can tell you right now, I know people who have bought coins who still have access to their accounts and all their coins, including some people who, like, if you guys were trying to go after, like, just known coin buyers, they'd be some of the first people that you guys could identify, and they still have their coins. They also bought Madden Cash. And that makes me think that maybe you had several triggers, but one of them was, has this person spent money? And if the answer was no, they got less grace with whatever other factors you guys went. This was such a large-scale ban. I know it wasn't like you guys going in and individually targeting people. This was way too widespread for that. I'm sure there was some kind of thing within your formula where you said if, and, or, and all this logic behind it to determine who got banned. But I think the fact that you used, did this person spend money? In a way, I get it, but I don't support that, guys. Because if someone didn't spend money, but they busted their tail working the auction house legitimately, had some lucky pulls, if they got banned and were innocent of violating the terms of service, if they got banned just because they didn't spend money on Madden Cash, when an identical person who had those same exact if and or logic items but did buy Madden Cash, and if that person got their coins by buying them, If that person is not banned and the innocent person is, you guys screwed up. I hope to the core of my soul that you guys will fix that for the truly legitimate people who were negatively impacted by this. But other than that, for all the botters that you guys hit, bravo. Thank you. As a shareholder, as a player, as someone who loves this game, thank you for all the botters that you got. Thank you. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep going after the botters. Keep going after the coin sellers. Keep even going after the coin buyers. Hopefully with all this, maybe the new awareness comes in where maybe you don't need to take my idea of giving like, a soft ban and a coin reset. I think that for like a first-time offense is okay, and then if they ever do it again, slam them, throw the book at them, IP ban them for life, whatever you need to do. Like, if you gave them a warning, a strict warning and a warning with consequences, and then on a second offense, throw the book at them, get rid of them for life, hey, go for it. I'd fully support you in that, EA, 100%. Heck, 150%. You'd have my full support. But knowing that some people who absolutely 100% bought coins managed to not get banned when innocent people did get banned just because they bought Madden Cash, I'm going to go out and say it. You guys screwed up. It's wrong, EA. So that's that. I'm going to move on. The other thing that complicates things even further, and Jazz number 2. Some of you guys, I made a video on Jazz because Jazz did something that I thought was wrong, and guess what? Jazz manned up. He admitted that I was right for what it's worth, and he fixed it. And you guys thought I was trying to start a beef with Jazz. I like Jazz. I've sent my audience to Jazz before, and I'm going to send my audience to Jazz again today. So check the link in my description down below. Jazz dropped a video today on why this might be the end of Mudhead credits. And I 100%, as a finance guy, 100% agree with everything that Jazz number 2 said in that video. There is no way for EA to seriously go after coin selling that does not crush Mudhead credits as an alternative currency for the game. I'd always been led to believe that it was an okay and sanctioned thing. But I'm questioning why that is after watching that video, because what Jazz described in that is basically a currency exchange arbitrage. I'm not going to get into that for the young guys. For you older guys who are maybe in finance, you know what I'm talking about. But it's basically a way where if people who don't have the morals and are okay with coin selling want to make a 300% risk-free profit, they can by using Mudhead as a conduit to doing their illegal activities. Or against the terms of service. Let me not call it illegal, but it's against the terms of service. But what Jazz pointed out there is 100% correct. There's also a very hard way to tell the difference between someone who exchanged Mudhead credits to do a trade on that site or bought coins, because they use the same mechanism to do that. And one other thing that bothered me about Mudhead, and I've used Mudhead in the past, and I love the information in the forums, so I'm not going to knock Mudhead, but the whole concept of Mudhead credits now kind of bothers me. Because what I started thinking is that could be used to actually get people legitimate bans. And here's how. Say you have some Mudhead credits, right? And you say, boy, I've got some Mudhead credits. I want to get some coins for them so I can buy some stuff for this new promo. So you go on Mudhead, and you find someone who says, oh, I'll give you 2 million coins for a Mudhead credit. You give them your Mudhead credit, you post your card to the auction, and they come in and buy it. What's the guarantee that that person just doesn't go to a coin site, post the card information that you gave them, and buy coins to essentially buy your Mudhead credit for money? Mudhead says that's not allowed, but what really stops them? It's an unregulated market. It's not audited. It's not something that can be stopped. So if that happens to you, you may think you're doing a legitimate transaction or a quasi-legitimate transaction, which I'm probably going to get a ton of hate from this, especially from my top 100 league guys and my Mudhead fans. But when you look at Jazz's video and the arbitrage opportunity there and the similarity and the way that it's almost impossible to differentiate between a Mudhead credit transaction and a coin sell, you have to know that, like, Mudhead credit, I'm not going to use it anymore. I'm not going to use that currency anymore, guys. I'm just not. Personally, I'm not going to risk the ban, because from talking to some people, I think that may have actually been what caused their ban, because they say they didn't do anything other than use Mudhead credits. And maybe that flipped switch, flipped whatever that if and or logic that was behind all this bans was. Maybe it was just buying Mudhead credits, and that's what screwed them over. How do you tell the difference? You really can't. And I think that's a problem. And unless Mudhead finds a way to do it, or if EA wants to keep that partnership and make it legit, work with Mudhead. Work with Mudhead and come up with some other audited, legitimate way for people to use that. I also think maybe some people are got in trouble for coin transferring between accounts. This is kind of a gray area in the terms of service where it talks about transferring. Is it transferring to another person, or is it transferring it to yourself? Is it possible that if you have two alts, on the same server, and you move some coins from one account to your own account, you're not really transferring it from one person to another, but it's one account to another? Is that against the terms of service? It's not black and white. I wish EA would make it clear what the answer is so that we can know and not accidentally violate the terms of service. And I think the only way to do that, which sucks, is you got to lock it down. No coin selling, no Mudhead credits, no transferring from one account to another. Just make it clear, black and white. Step up your communication. Step up your communication, EA. Let us know exactly what is and what isn't allowed. For now, I'm playing it safe, and I hope my audience who trusts what I say will do the same. I'm not using Mudhead credits. I'm not moving coins from my alts. I'm not doing anything. I'm playing my main account. I'm playing it legit. I'm playing it as a free-to-play. I did do one Mudhead transaction earlier this year. I thought it was okay. I'm now questioning whether it should be okay, and part of me thinks maybe it shouldn't, especially after seeing how Jazz showed just blatant, obvious, easy arbitrage. And honestly, if there's any like Forex traders here, if you go watch that video, guys, I wouldn't do it because I don't believe in coin selling. But if someone didn't have that same ethical compass, you guys could make a ton of money doing that, a ton of money, risk-free, guys. It's scary. And that's what makes me think that can't continue. And with Jazz putting it out there, I only play this game. That was all I used Mudhead for. If I played, Madden console still, I probably would have saw that and been like, whoa, and I probably would have seen that myself, but I never even thought of that because I only used Mudhead for Madden Mobile. But to see that kind of arbitrage opportunity, something like that in a regulated market would not exist. It wouldn't exist. But in an unregulated market, especially where, in a way, Mudhead can create their own Mudhead credits at some level, I'm sure they can do that and just spawn them into existence. It gives me reason for concern. And I'm personally just not going to partake in that anymore, guys. This has been a tough video. For you guys in my audience, if you guys were banned, if you're truly innocent of it, appeal. Fight for what's right. And to EA, I hope you guys do the right thing here. I really hope you guys do the right thing here. It is a difficult day. This is a difficult video. I'm just going to end it right there, guys. I love you guys. I'm not even going to do my normal outro. I love you guys. You are the best audience ever. I'm going to continue to bring you guys great content and step that up and bring you things that you guys want to see. Let me know your thoughts. If you were banned, if you should have been banned and you weren't, and you don't want to put that in the comments, hit me up. I'm not a snitch. I'm not going to tell on anybody. I'm just trying to get at the logic. I think that there was something in there. I think it bothers me that there was, potentially something that was a determining factor on whether you spent money or not. I don't think that should have gone into the equation because it is a free game. It is a free game. I know we want the Madden Cash buyers. Those are what makes EA money, and you guys absolutely deserve to get paid. You make a great game. You make an addictive game that we love to play every day. But it bothers me that it, at least on the outside, again, I don't know if it's correlation or causation, but at least it really looks like that may have been a factor, and it bothers me that it was. It shouldn't be, and I hope deep down you guys know it shouldn't be. But guys, let me know what you think. You guys know I read all my comments. I try to respond to them. I want to know, what are you guys thinking? Did bad things happen to you? If you got banned, if you got banned and you legitimately got banned, are you starting over? Are you gonna go clean? Are you gonna come back and be dirty again and just risk it from there because you don't see enough value in Madden Cash? Let me know what you think. It's this community, it's these conversations. That's what I love most about this channel, is the community I'm building. I love you guys. I'm gonna end it there. CHF out.